Hey guys, this is the Libra, the general reading for Libra for July of 2018. Um, First off, I just want to start with a few little things to say. Um, Check out your sun, moon, rising sign, your Venus sign, any other areas that are significant in your chart, any videos that just resonate with you, that you feel guided to look at. Um, the energies can flip. Like I may be reading that it's you and it may be another person. If you're a cross watcher, it could flip. Just remember energies can flip. Some of this may apply, none of this may apply, all of this may apply. Just take what resonates. Don't try to fit it into your life. Thank you for everybody who's supported my channel, who's commented, like, share, subscribed, all of that, and hit the bell, especially commenting and subscribing. Thank you for those who have donated to my channel. It's definitely not necessary, but it's very much appreciated for the growth of my channel, and just continuing that energy, the flow, back and forth. Libras. So as I was laying down your cards, like I just turned on the, Pandora or whatever, just to see what came on, especially compared to what I was already feeling. And it was a country, like it was an old country, like Garth Brooks time and everything. So I don't know if you like that or not, but you could always just go listen to the songs just to see what they're about. But two songs that came on was that really stood out to me out of all of them while I was laying cards, meditating, and everything like that was Not Ready by the Dixie Chicks and 5 Minutes by Lori Morgan, which pretty much just talks about there was another one actually that came on. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about the main woman going up to the other woman and asking her to leave him alone, that she has his heart. And I think it's The Fool, actually, is the name of it. Either way, references maybe to third parties or cheating. Not Ready is like just things going around and around in a relationship, like same patterns. You're not really doing what they want you to do, or they're not doing what you want them to do. I actually think a lot of these energies are actually the same between the two of this main part of this reading. It just might be expressed in different ways. But it's saying like, maybe I could forgive, but I don't think I can forget. And still waiting for, they say like time heals all wounds, but they're still waiting for that to happen. And I get the vibe as in you or somebody else has held on for a long time, was trying to kind of fight against all odds or the way things seemed, and dealt with a lot. And now when it comes like to the 5 minutes part of it, it's like almost giving like an ultimatum. Like she's saying, you have 5 minutes to figure out what you need to say to change my mind. It'll take a miracle, but you can try. So get starting. Your 5 minutes is going. Like she's pretty much out the door. She's telling him he can give one last thing to say, but it will really take a miracle to do that. Like just realizing, really being done. Because I get the vibe of like just being unfulfilled, not happy, having tried. Like at this point, I think it's affecting, I'm just going to read this as it's you. So if it's somebody else or whatever, just flip flop the energy. That it's really just starting to affect your health, your energy, your thinking capacity. Just, you just don't even know if it's worth it anymore. You just don't even know, or don't even think you want to save it. You just don't even know if you want it. But we'll get started on it either way. I also think We'll see as we get into it. I'm not sure, but I almost feel also like under the radar or like kind of on the down low, there's somebody that you like too. Like you're trying to remain hopeful and almost faithful to this situation, which it seems like you have for a long time, yet it's just not going well. And you just don't really want to wait anymore. Like you'd like for this to come back around because at one time it was really good for you. You know, it was really enjoyable, but it's not anymore and it hasn't been for a long time. And at this point, you don't know if you can hold out. And not only that, but I feel like there's like a prospect, like maybe someone that like either you're friends with or you talk to, or that, you know, you guys just get along really well. And at this point, it's just, I see you, you see me, giving like glances at each other, but, you know, not putting more than that into it, because not only do you not really have the energy, but you're trying to figure out like what to do with this. But either way, let's get started and see. I get kind of that overall energy of this, but some of these cards I'm going to be figuring out with you. And the reason we'll get to that. All right. So the core of your reading is you have the Eight of Pentacles. So you're working on something. Like she is putting something together, like alchemy. Like it almost has a Temperance card vibe, like most of them are putting something together or trying to create balance. So you probably are trying to work on creating balance, and trying to maybe fix the situation, thinking, what can you do? Running things over in your mind. What can I do? How can I make something good? Maybe how can I make this better? How can I create what I want? How can I create the life I want? Where do I want to continue putting my energy in? She's got a black cat sitting there, so maybe you're either listening to your intuition or your intuition's trying to push you. But she is definitely working and thinking on something. So not only, I think, are you trying to figure out what plan you want to take, but I also get the vibe on this, like you've been working on this for a while. Like really trying different recipes. Like hers are spells. She's a witch. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot. But almost trying out like different recipes. Like, okay, let's try this. Did this work? Nope, this didn't work. Okay, let's try this. Well, that worked for a little while, but it started not working again. Like, let's try this. Did that work? Let's try this now. Like, just for a long time, trying different things. Maybe even like not even being who you are, or selling yourself short that you're trying so much to make this work. Like, hopefully you're not thinking that, you know, you're not good enough or whatever. But either way, at the very least, you have been trying for a long time in many different ways. Just it's like your mind is always either stuck on like fear of what is happening, but even more so than that, like you're trying to think on how you can balance things and fix things and make things right. Like it's your fault or in your control. Like you actually have control to change or do something with this situation. And I hope that you've come to realize that you don't. Either that or you just give up caring before you realize that. But hopefully this reading lets you know, like, you don't have that control. I mean, you're working against somebody who's working, it seems, against an opposite goal of yours, or at least that's the way it's coming across. So what's crossing this situation is you have the Emperor, You have the Five of Pentacles. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. Not only, I take this both as you and the other person. I think that what's crossing you is you relaxing and coming back into your power and, you know, just kind of recuperating and taking some leisure and self-time after having some hardships or being left out in the cold. I also see this as the other person that I think is here on the board. And that is this Emperor who, I don't, you know, they're there, they're strong, they're very masculine. But they just don't really, they're not really just showing a lot of emotion, a lot of investment. I mean, I guess they are in some ways, but just not in the way you want to, or want them to. That, you know, maybe they keep leaving or trying to leave or leaving you in the cold because, you know, Nine of Pentacles, like they want to be single and independent. They just want to like be single and independent, but be left alone too. I have a feeling, I get the feeling actually that you want to be left alone too, even though you're trying to fix this to come back together or at least be more balanced or whatever. Because this isn't like, I don't get the vibe that this is like, some people, you guys might not be together right now and some of you might, and it might be together and it's just not going that great. Actually, I think it's going to be mostly you're still with most people, you're still with the person and you're trying to decide whether to stay or go. And then there's other ones that maybe there is like a split or a hiatus or whatever, and you're deciding whether to come back together or not, or just end it for good. But, you know, I also get that like this other person, like this Emperor, like they're just not feeling that happy themselves. I know this is the woman and the child or whatever, so this could be them or you, but you know, I read this both ways. I think you're actually both like mirroring on this situation. I think you need to get control and have some leisure and rest time after being left out in the cold or after everything you've been through. I think your mind has just been spinning for a while and your energy is just spent from trying so long. And this person they're just not happy. And that doesn't mean it's you. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. For whatever reason, this person, whether it is justified or not, or whether it's some type of false story they're telling themselves, whatever, it doesn't matter. They are not happy in this situation or in their life even. They might be happy in this situation, but not happy with other things, maybe like work or other things is going on, and they're just like grumpy and kind of cold and detached, and that is rubbing off on you where you're having a hard time handling it or you're having a hard time emotionally, and so you're feeling left out in the cold. They could either be doing anything from just being cold and detached because they're not happy themselves to manipulation. It could range completely. I do get a decent good amount of third-party vibe here too, but not everybody's is. It could literally just be you're not happy, you guys aren't on the same page. You know, this person is unhappy inside, and you just can't reach them. And I think maybe you just tried for a while to reach them, to connect with them, to get on the same page again. Like that, you've just been sitting there concocting ways like, what can I do? Like, we had it at one time. This also is very codependent, narcissistic, just, you know, it's kind of one of those patterns. I know in all my videos I go on that, but it really is. Like, if you've been going that long and just thinking, like, all those years, like, just trying and trying, like, it was good at one time, how can I get it back? It was good at one time, how can I get it back? Like, there is just a level of at least codependency there. Because chances are, you know, you're not happy either inside, because this person's not happy. And I get when someone else you love isn't happy, you're not going to be either. But I just get this vibe too, like, because they're not, and the connectivity's not there and everything like that, you're even more so not. Like, that you just don't have also enough going on within yourself. But either way, that's a side note. Like, you've been trying for a while to figure out different ways to make it better between you guys, probably even to make this person happy again. Like, it's in your control. You can never make another person happy. Like, they have to make themselves happy. That just, it can never happen. You might be able to satisfy them in the minute, but that's not going to make a person happy. Only that person can choose to be happy or find it for themselves. And you've just been racking your brain and running your energy dry, just trying to figure out how. Because you're just in there thinking, like, if I can make them happy, then this relationship will be what it once was. That's all I need, is to make them happy. And, like, it's you that's making them not happy. Or that you have control over that and you don't. Because this, like I said, this person's not happy, and they either want to be single, or a huge part of their story they're telling themselves is that they want to be single and independent. It almost seems like while you're on one side trying to fix it and put it together, like, they're just like, I don't know, my hair is all fugly. It's doing whatever it wants today. But anyways, yeah, I mean, that's enough to say about that. You guys probably actually both need to gain control of yourselves in the situation, because you're not happy inside, and you probably both need to go away from each other and be independent, whether it's temporarily or long term. I think you guys just seem to really be stuck in this cycle, a cycle. And it just seems at this point like you guys can't give each other what you need. Nobody can, actually. So don't feel bad like that this is you not good enough. Like, nobody can give you what you need, and nobody can give this person what they need. Even if it's like for a minute they seem happy, it's gonna end up in the same cycle or pattern. At least that's the way I feel. I think there's a lot of anxiety going on and tension, because I could feel it like building inside of me. So what's in the more distant past, or the foundation of all this, you have the Two of Pentacles. So again, like, you know, see them, they're trying to balance on this, what is that, a seesaw? Teeter-totter? I don't know. Trying to maintain balance. Like I said, too, this Eight of Pentacles had like a temperance vibe to it to me. But also trying to decide what you want to do. They're probably trying to decide what they want to do. And they're also maybe juggling. I also noticed, too, how right here, like, she's on Earth. There's a lot of Earth right here. But right behind, there's a whole, like, it's almost like the ocean begins. So my point in saying that is, it's like, you're right on the edge of trying to stay grounded. Like, you're like right there. You're just doing it. Like, you're just able to hold on and keep it all together. But it's like right on the edge of just breaking loose and getting lost, like, in your emotions. Just drowning in your emotions. You're like right on the edge of being grounded. You're barely being grounded. Also, I feel like something came that disturbed this balance. Because if you look, she is balancing, but this cat is now jumping on this side, which is going to throw her off balance. Not only that, but the cat is jumping on the side that she's not looking at. So not only, I feel, did something come and knock your barely maintaining balance and grounding, but it was something that you didn't even see coming or you weren't anticipating. Because even though you're like trying to decide and you're juggling and everything, like you are really focused on this pentacle. And it's probably actually because you weren't listening to your intuition. Like she's not even focused at all on this cat. Like in any of these things, she's not focused on the cat. And the cat like could be seen as her intuition. And now all of them, she's not seen as it. Or she's not seen focusing on it. So in your recent past, you have the Page of Pentacles. You have the Hierophant. You have the Five of Cups. And you have the King of Pentacles. Now, the vibe of this King of Pentacles, although they kind of have a different like face and stuff, I kind of get that this is the Emperor energy. And I think this is more just how they were not long ago, you know, when it was like a little bit, they were a little bit nicer and stuff. Like this is them now, and this guy looks rough and weary. The weird thing actually is that, and this goes for you too, when I say take control, like this guy is petting and paying attention. I don't know if you can really see it, but to the black cat. So like when I was like, oh, you need to gain control, you also need to pay attention to your intuition. But this person does seem to be listening or paying attention to their intuition. I mean, like they even have like this wand thing that's just very like magical. And okay, yeah. So like, not only do they have this, which is like this, I don't know, it's kind of magical and normally really like wizardy and seer type, all-knowing, beyond reality type people have it. And he's also looking at constellations for the stars, which also matches him actually holding the cat, because he is looking to higher knowledge, or he is receiving messages from higher level, higher knowledge, or you are, one or the other, about what path to go. Because he's not happy and he knows something has to change. Like he wants to feel happy and independent again, whether it's being single or not. And he's probably looking at things like logically and strategically like an emperor, and is like, well, this situation isn't getting it for me. Yeah, too, because like there's like I mean, look at it. Look at all the rocks and the mountains. Like this has not only for you, I know you'd probably beg to differ, like, okay, they're the one who should be complaining. But for them too, for whatever reason, whatever they're thinking, this has been rough for them too. This journey, this decision, all of this has been rough for them too. Whether they have a hard time letting go because they're attached to it as well, whether they don't want to start all over again, whether they care for you, but it's just not working, whether, like I said, there's a lot of higher level influence in this card. Not only is there intuition, but there is looking to the stars for guidance, which has been done for years. Like most of our patterns in society is based off astrology and patterns, and people have like no idea. Like they're like to astrology, when most of the stuff we do has to do with astrology and people studying it and looking to the stars and the skies for guidance for years. Like there's something higher level that either you or this person knows or is feeling or is being guided by for where they should be going and what they should be doing. And they're feeling it. Whether they understand it or not, they're feeling it. Because like I said, like here's all the stars and here's like this almost like map or constellations. Like he's studying higher stuff. He's got this little staff thing with whatever that thing is called. The stars, astrology stuff, the black cat. So either you are doing this, you also need to do this if you're not, but I just really get the vibe that maybe the person you're dealing with is doing this and they may not even know. Or this could just be you, like you're trying and trying and trying, and you're trying so hard because you're not connecting to higher level of knowledge stuff. You're not listening to your intuition. You have given away your power. Now you feel in the cold and you're not listening to all of that to learn how to like stop thinking and processing so much that you just sit and relax and just be happy with yourself, knowing that nobody can make you happy either, and you can't make anybody else happy. They have to be happy, and they have to be at a certain place, and then you guys come together and you ride out parallel, you know, in your happiness. You can't make somebody happy. And you're also very codependent if you're not happy, if someone else isn't happy. I mean, unless they're like making your life hell, which they might be. But even besides that, like if you're one of those people who you have a hard time being around people who aren't happy or who are just clearly not, not happy. And that means that you have to go out of your way all the time. Like it's your job to fix that. Like if you have a hard time being around people and just letting them be in the moments they are of not being happy, then, and I get it, that's hard to do. Like if somebody's in that boat and they've been that way for like 5 years or something like that, that is hard. But still trying to fix that doesn't change anything. All it does is make both you unhappy. You then have to assess what you want to do, whether you want to then go do activities that make you happy and stick it out with this person, or whether you just want to be like, it's just not meant to be. And sometimes that is just the situation. It's just the cycle is over. And people try to hold on too long sometimes. But anyways, in the recent past, like I said, you have the Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Five of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So I, again, get this kind of from both of you guys. I do think the King of Pentacles, is kind of right in place with this Emperor vibe. Like at one time, like I said, and that's why there might be mountains and everything here too. Like with mountains are like of challenges and obstacles. Like I think that whatever, like if this hasn't been going well for you guys, I think it's been hard on them too. Like I think they wanted this to go good too. And I get it. Some of you might be like, no, they were cheating, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yes, that throws a wrench in it. There's a whole ordeal about perspectives and all of that, which I don't know, at this moment in time, I'm not being led to get into, but regardless of what was done, whether this person felt entitled and wanted to keep this and still do that, whatever the reason, whatever, they still had hopes for this too. Even if they thought they could go have fun and still have this. Maybe that's one of the reasons they had hopes for it. And then sometimes too, if people have problems, like maybe there's overabundance problems, maybe there was addiction problems, you know, if this person clearly isn't happy and you're not, like you guys couldn't do it, they're probably seeking outside of you to make them happy. I don't know. But that doesn't mean that somebody, and I know this is weird, and I'm not trying to like make excuses for anybody, but that doesn't mean somebody doesn't love you. That doesn't mean that somebody doesn't want to be with you. It just means that they don't know how to fulfill their needs in a healthy way. And it also means that they have kind of like, I don't want to say not as correct because everybody's perspective, who's to say whose is right, but it's not yours. Let's put it that way. I feel like the story you told yourself and the story they told themselves were different of how they wanted this relationship to be and to go. And I don't think either one of your guys' realities are proving to be true or have happened. So, but either way, in the recent past, hey, I think that again, I have somebody that, like, look at this Page of Pentacles. They're being led on a journey, and it almost looks not as rocky, but as similar. Like, this almost looks like a path. But they both have, like, almost map or, like, knowledge type stuff they're following. And there's the cat there. There's money. You can't really see it, but there's just a bag, and there's little money, like coins that fell out. But somebody started some type of journey, whether it be for work, whether it be spiritually, something creative, going to find something or do something. It might have been money, since there's money all over. Or it could have started out as money and then ended up as turning into something spiritual. But either way, I think somebody started something or in some type of journey, like where it kind of led, it took time and attention away from this relationship or whatever situation this is. And I feel like that really affected the commitment and the focus and the feeling of happiness and family and abundance of what once was. And it's almost like they went on their own with it too. Like it's their thing. It's their journey. It could also be third party. I mean, even though it's a Hierophant, like there's 3 people. But maybe somebody really took off with some creative or financial venture or really got into some new outlet at work. And, you know, they might have even been in a position of authority. You do have the Emperor here too, who kind of like runs things. Maybe they were in a position of authority. Like it really took off for them. And it was just almost like a journey on their own where it took away from attention and commitment to this relationship. There's a lot of 3 vibes. So I do believe maybe there's a decent amount that there was like third party situations, which it could just be the heartache from work and being detached. But could be, like I said, from being detached or always doing this, like, maybe they did other stuff while they were away. And maybe it's coming across like there's your insecurities, but this person views it as though they know in their heart that it was stuff they did too, but that you're not supporting them on their venture and they're really seeking higher level of stuff and you're not supporting them. You're not being a supportive person. So your insecurities are really showing out when, yeah, a little bit of it is that they're away so much or focused on something else so much, but at the same time, it wouldn't be as bad. You would be able to kind of like feel better or entertain yourself more if you weren't always worried about what they were doing, because maybe there was stuff that came up that they were doing stuff with other people or giving attention to other people. And not only that, but while they're doing this, they're probably also like controlling you. But either way, it has caused sadness in a type of commitment that really should have been a type of situation in your mind that was going to be of happiness, abundance, and celebration. I think even when you started out on this path, you thought it was going to be something that was really going to be able to build and be something that was like forever giving and abundant. That everybody was going to work together and be there for each other and be sitting there on the same page and wavelength and, singing Kumbaya. Just really at peace and harmony. Like it was going to be a good story. Loyalty, perseverance, honesty, family, abundance, growth, stability. Sharing. What's crowning the situation, or what's in your conscious state of mind, is the Knight of Cups. Sorry if it's not so clear. I wanted to get this done and it's not light outside, so probably see it a little bit less clear than if I had done it during the daytime. I think you're wanting this person to be loving with you again and come back as that loving person and offer to you. However, like I said, I do see signs somewhere else that maybe at least some of you, maybe you're so bored and disconnected and you're trying to fill your own cup and you don't properly know how to do it. So maybe you're starting to like think and get butterflies in your stomach about somebody else. Or maybe you're thinking like whenever this person seems to be nice to me, there's always like, it almost looks like, I think that's a shark that's underneath him. So it's like there's a whole lot of emotion here, but under this emotion is like just danger. But it's almost like here's an offer, but not great things come along with it. Because as soon as this guy arrives with this offer, this shark is also present. So I don't know whether, whenever this person does show you love, it's either because they want something or something bad happened or they're trying to keep you around or there's just ulterior motives. They're making up for something they did. Or maybe you're wanting this offer from someone else you've been thinking about and it's just, that's kind of risky too. especially if you're coming out of this situation and trying to make yourself happy. Sometimes it can happen that you find somebody that you can really like heal with and stuff, but most of the time it does not work out that way. Maybe even you or someone else just being in love with love. Like you romanticizing situations. Trying to make excuses to yourself about why they're happening just because you want like love and you want it to be a certain way too. So you're just sitting here working and thinking and concocting plans for like a long time to make it good again and not really seeing things for what they are. And the same with this person. Like both of you guys, and I'm not saying that this is a situation you should stay in, but there's probably a really good chance that both of you guys need, like you're in love with love. Like you need that fresh new spark of love and people really being in each other's faces and just like, mwah, 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 you know, like in a good way. Like this person's like all up on you and just makes you feel like, you know, the empress. And then for them, it's like you haven't learned any of their dark sides or their secrets yet. So you don't have any shade against them. And so their face is, their stuff is easier to keep up. Like the realness of who you guys are hasn't set in yet. Like you probably are thinking, I want it to go back like it was when it was that fresh, new, exciting love before either life hit us or we really figured out who each other was. But also, if you notice here, like I said, this love had danger underneath it or things that is going to end up hurting you or being to your detriment. Like there were things you didn't see. I don't think you saw things coming into this relationship that you should have. I don't think you paid attention to the red flags. I think you both were in love with love. I think they enjoyed feeling like liked and a god again and everything was new and nobody had anything against them yet and it was fun and it was new and exciting. And then for you, it was like somebody showing me attention and they're there all the time. It's the honeymoon phase and you know, we talk and we share and it's exciting and it feels good and that only lasts for a minute, especially if you guys don't know how to like fill your own cups or make yourselves happy. Once that newness wears off, you know, it's really a test. You know, because usually when the newness wears off, people's masks fall off and you really see who somebody is. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you even saw it and you guys liked each other or just... I more get this vibe. Like this has a very like Pisces. Actually, I think this is a Pisces card. Like a Pisces vibe to me. Like a Neptune type vibe of rose-colored glasses. Like this guy is just sitting here in like la la land. This is like so romantically beautiful to him. And he is completely ignoring the sign underneath that there is a huge shark just swimming right underneath him. Like you just completely just looked over any red flags. And maybe you were young. Like don't hold it against yourself. I don't know whether you're young or not. It doesn't matter. Like you didn't... You know, it was what it was. Maybe now you're looking back and you're seeing the signs you looked over. But yeah, this is a very... And that actually might be something to think about is that I'm pretty sure like Neptune is retrograde right now. So for a lot of people, those rose-colored glasses are off. Like people are seeing things more clearly. It's a lot harder to romanticize situations right now, which might also be why this person's sitting like this also. Or I don't really get that fully, though. I think that person has been like that for a while. But maybe your rose-colored glasses are coming off now. And you're starting to see things more for what they really are. Your likely future, you have the Eight of Wands and you have the Knight of Wands. So take a look. Let me try to hold them up because I know there's a glare. So here's this card. This is the Eight of Wands. And here's the Knight of Wands. See? More mountains, obstacles, challenges. You got a big dragon up there. This person's flying up on their wand. Their wand is ready, starting already to concoct magic. This one has like a lot of like a tower vibe or a storm vibe to it. So a lot of action, maybe even communication. But this is like a storm, like almost like a tornado. This is something I think out of your control. This has a lot of a tower vibe to it. But something that either way is very chaotic, very turbulent. She's scared. Like, look at her face. This might either be something that is outside of your control or it's in your control. Like, she has her wand up. So you're either preparing for it or getting ready to combat it or protect yourself, or you're the one stirring this up with your wand. I just don't really get that vibe, though, because she looks pretty scared. Either that or you started something you didn't mean to, and you're like, oh, crap. I kind of get the vibe. I do think it might be you, though. I think you might be scared to do it. But I think you, like, you have been putting together a plan. Like, because this isn't working anymore, so you changed your energy on what you were concocting and putting together. And you have started to put together a plan of what you're doing. And it's almost like you're initiating this storm or this tower moment. Like, you're putting something together. You're deciding to take action. So it's either outside of you, something is influencing the situation to take action, or you are putting this together and like you are taking action and you're scared. You know it's going to be a lot. You know it's going to be chaotic. You know it's going to be like a tornado. But it's almost like you know you need to do it. And this is you coming up to it to go do it. Like, this is you approaching the challenge, approaching the obstacle. And like, this is the person. Like, look at them. They're like a dragon and they're just, I can't do that very well, obviously. But like all that fire, look at all the fire. I mean, you've got quite something to go up against. And you know it. No wonder she looks like kind of scared. And she's like, now she's got her cat. Now she's paying attention to her intuition. She's like, please help me. Please let me know I made her and making the right decision. And please help me through this. Because you know it's going to be rough. You know it's going to be rough. Or they know it's going to be rough. One or the other. Y'all can flip this. How you see yourself, you have the Fool. You have Judgment. And you have Three of Swords. So for some people, because there's also a Three of Wands up here in your hopes and fears, and a lot of this is waiting on your ships to come in, and she looks like she's on the same edge. Only it's facing different directions. But either way, the Three of Wands a lot of times is told like waiting on your ships to come in. And in this Fool, there is a ship that came in. So I can read this different ways. Like maybe on the down low, you have been like working something else out with somebody else, and that's working out. Your ship is coming in on that, and you want to start a new beginning. Like you've decided to make a new beginning because this other situation was heartbreaking to you. Or you see it like you've been a fool. You keep trying to renew this situation and it keeps just breaking your heart. Or like this person's gone too. Like here's the Three of Wands and they're gone. Like it's like they skedaddled after having their heart broke. And like the journal was like left on the bed. Like they left in such a hurry. So much that you don't even care if somebody knows your thoughts. Like you might have even, it's almost like you might have even left them a message. Like maybe you made a decision to leave and just start over new because something you've been planning on has came in, or like you traveled, like you went somewhere afar. Like here comes your boat, you're going to get on your boat and you're going, and you've made that decision to do that, and you've left, like you're gone, and maybe you even left like a note, or you left some message, or I don't know if you left your journal, but either way I get it. Like, you know, this person's like they either left so fast they left their stuff, or they probably wrote like a last thing in it and was like, well, this person, hey, stop. This person won't listen to me when I talk. They don't really hear what I say. We just fight every time we try, and I can't ever get my thoughts or my point across. So I'll just leave my journal, and if they ever care or they ever want to, and they ever want to learn why I did what I did and how I felt when they finally open up enough, like maybe that's a way I can get the message across. Maybe you're trying to be fair about it still, you know, because you are Libra and it's about fairness. And you're just like, I'll just leave the journal. I'll leave a little message for them and they can learn about it for themselves. But they won't listen to me. And maybe it just didn't feel right with you because you are about fairness and balance, just leaving without saying anything. Even if you felt like you've been done wrong, it just didn't feel right. And you wanted to leave them like kind of a parting thing, and letting them know why, and that you do love them. You wish them the best. But, you know, you had to go. Like either something you planned on came in, or either way, you've made the decisions to start a new journey and to leave. There's been too much heartache and mental anguish in this situation. You want to be like happy and free again. You want to feel in harmony again. You want to feel balanced again. Maybe this person has taken a lot of their time building up who they are and their path and their identity and what they want, and they've been focusing so on themselves, and you've been sitting there waiting on them. Whether waiting on them to either come back around to pay more attention to you, maybe you've been at home with the kids, you know, doing all like the duties and the household duties while they just seem to be always doing whatever they want, and you don't get to do what you want, and you're not happy, and you're just like, I'm already doing all this alone anyways. I might as well go do it on my own, and at least then I'm happier because I can either do what I want. This person won't control me, but also it's a lot easier to be sitting at home alone when you know you're supposed to be alone than when you're sitting at home alone and your loved one is supposed to be there with you, but they're not. It's kind of like just a constant reminder of everything that's wrong. So it's like I can do bad on my own kind of vibe. And icing on the cake, I have had my eye on a little birdie somewhere, or, you know, a little somebody somewhere. So that might even kick up. I would recommend that you give yourself time to heal. Don't just jump into something, but you know, that's your guys' situation. I just feel like you've decided you've made a judgment call, new beginnings, and you've left this heartbreaking situation. What's in your environment or how others see you is the Queen of Swords. So I do think you're kind of both being like this. This is more your energy, though. Plus, it's Libra. So, you know, the Queen of Swords would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I think it's actually literally Libra, though. I think Aquarius is the King of Swords. I think Gemini is the Page of Swords. They can all be all, but I think Queen of Swords is really literally Libra. So there's you, like, knowing who you are again, coming back into your power, like, people see you coming back into your power. I think you're also, again, trying to be fair. Like, she doesn't look vengeful. You might be, but she looks, again, like I said, like with this journal, leaving a note, like an explanation, like hopefully to spare them some mercy. Do they deserve it? You know, most people would think probably not. But that's not like you. You're fair. You try to be balanced and in harmony, and you don't want that karma coming back on you. Like, if you can spare them, you'd like to, because you really love them. And just so you know, I don't know if it eases your soul, but they do love you too. This was really hard on them. Like, I almost feel like I want to cry on both sides. It's a very sad situation. So please don't think that you are the only one doing this. I don't care what the situation looks like. People have different ways of expressing and dealing with what they're going through. And different ways of trying to keep themselves going, especially when they have wounds they have not dealt with or don't even know anything about. Especially if somebody has addictions or overindulgence issues. But either way, so just know that was back and forth. You didn't love somebody who didn't love you back. They love you. They still love you. There's just something inside of them that nobody can touch and make them happy right now. I do believe this is something above them or spiritual that they are going through to possibly even find themselves. Who knows? Maybe they're having a midlife crisis. But either way, you know, that they're going through to find them. They have to find themselves. You both actually have to find yourself. And you're starting to come and realize that more, but you're being fair about it, but you're cutting things away. You know what belongs and what doesn't. You know what you have to do, and you're doing it, and you're taking the action to do it. But you've also come back into your power. You've also realized who you are again. I mean, look, like she's like writing. Here's like writing scrolls that you write on. She's got the quill. Like, I really think that there might be a good number of you that really left like a almost, I don't know whether I want to call it like a goodbye message or either way, you're writing something. Like, you either journaled or wrote a story about it or a blog about it, or you left them like a goodbye note. Could have been an FU note. I don't know, but I just get a lot of vibes of you wrote something. Like, look at her. As she has her sword up and she's almost like saying goodbye, like she has her quill, like she's writing something. because now you have your truth. You now know what you want to do. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, you come into your power and you found your truth, and I think you decided to cut away what's no longer working for you. And you're kind of like, I don't know. You're writing or working on your parting ways. Way of parting ways. I don't know. The energy I feel during this is just very like blah and like almost like just not energetic. Almost not even like foggy minded. Confused. Like here's the 7 of Cups and 2 of Cups underneath it, like just confused. Like even this card, like this is about motivation. And like she's in the dark, you know. And I think this is kind of like, you know, maybe you're being guided through this or some divine too or whatever. But either way, she's going through like this dark area. And this thing she's riding has a bell on it. So you could look at this like, how can you motivate this situation? But I think you're done trying to motivate this situation. I think you trying to motivate and fix the situation for so long has left you in this dark place. And so on one hand, it's, you know, the bell is on this, I don't know, looks like a mosquito kind of that you're riding to try to like ding, 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 like bring somebody's attention to like what's going on and that things aren't that great. But on the other hand, I think the advice of it is also telling you like, keep your head up, you know, things will get bright and lighter again. And just go through this dark phase. Like, don't have fear. Like she's almost like so fearless that she doesn't care if she has a bell on this or if it brings people attention. Like she's still going forward. But I just think you're done motivating the situation. I think you're just in a very like foggy, gloomy, kind of just dark, maybe even like just depressed, not motivated, just not in your energy. And you're making this move in order to take back your power, in order to get back into your energy. Because I think you're just tired of feeling like this. Like, normally Libras have a lot more energy. They're a lot more, this almost feels like a depressed earth sign to me. But the Libras usually have a lot more energy. They're more fun-spirited. They're more like, you know, fair and like to have fun and harmony. Like, the situation just does not feel harmonious at all. It doesn't feel good. But what's in your hopes and fears is you have the 3 of Wands and you have the 2 of Cups. So I do read this a few different ways. I think you were obviously hoping, like you were waiting on this to come in, like your ships to come in, what you wanted, which was this situation to get better and have this, you know, relationship like you once had, this 2 of Cups. I think your fear is that you will always be waiting on this to come back and have this 2 of Cups vibe again, to see eye to eye again, to be fair again, to be in balance again. I do think for, I don't know how many of you, but some part of you also is like the 3 of Wands, like now choosing a different direction. And you're wanting to go that way almost with this Fool vibe, like I said, and with somebody else. I think maybe somebody else has caught your eye, or somebody else makes you feel good, whether it's even just starting as a friendship, somebody that you've started talking to, just like friendship, or, you're just able to really communicate and go back and forth with them. And I do think for some of you, there's a small part of you that's like, this is a little bit of hope of yours. It's almost like that light at the end of the tunnel, which is good, and it could be good for you. Just make sure you're giving yourself time to heal, and make sure you're not rushing this. But for others, it's just going to be, you're hoping your ships come in and things get better, and here comes your loving relationship again. You fear waiting for a while for this relationship, and you're just always waiting and waiting and waiting. And just, it's sucking your energy dry, because while you're doing this, you're either getting more depressed and more less confident, and just trying. It's just wearing you out. But like I said, there's some others of you that you've decided to go with another option, another kind of third party concept idea. And I get like they might be too, but maybe somebody else has sparked your interest, and they make you feel good and sexy again, and they make you where you feel like you can relate with them. I'm not saying whether this is good or bad. Make sure you give yourself time to heal. Make sure you're paying like red flags, pay attention to red flags, and make sure you're not starting off with a certain level of karma going forward, Maybe that's why you decided, maybe that was the deciding factor to cut this off once and for all, because now you're realizing you do want to go with this option, this new option. You kind of waited long enough on this one, and you want to be fair about it. You want to be right about, like, you want to have more harmony within yourself, but you just don't want to carry this karma forward. Like, maybe you don't want to make this person feel like they maybe once made you feel. But either way, you want to be fair about this. So for those of you who this is an option, like that might be what pushed you into making this decision, is wanting to possibly explore that third, that new avenue with somebody else. Your likely outcome, you have the Justice card and you have the Ten of Wands. So here's the Justice card. If you look, she's blindfolded, but like her one eye, she's peeking out of the one eye. She's got a law book. The scales, black and white cat. And then you got the Ten of Wands. Like, she's carrying all this up, all those mountains we've seen, all these broomsticks. So, of course, you brought on the Queen of Swords energy, and you're bringing justice. You're bringing balance to this situation. Like, you're done with the burden. You're done with the obstacles. You're done with the challenge. You're done with the burden. You're done being the only one who's doing all the work during this burden. It almost looks too like this shadow looks like a wolf in the background. It's like you're bringing balance to a situation. Like, you listened to your instinct. Maybe you even need to take care of your family. Maybe you thought the situation just wasn't good for, like, if you have kids, like, your kids to be around it. but I think you really, again, like listened to your instinct. And there may be a divorce here because you're done, or a notification that you're done, the situation's done. Um, and you knew it was coming. Like if she was fully blindfolded, I would almost say like she didn't know it was coming, or just happened or whatever, but like you knew this was coming. You either knew it was a possibility or you knew it was coming. And there might also be a little bit too of like, maybe if she was fully blindfolded, she would like want to have justice happen, but not really want to see it, like not really want to have that revenge, just it's done and she goes. But she's wanting to see a little bit, even though she's acting like she doesn't. So like maybe you even want to see a little bit of the effects from laying down the law. Like you maybe you do have a little bit of a vengeful side in this. Maybe you do want to see the person squirm a little bit. Either that or you just you finally now see. But mostly I get divorce or ending of a commitment. You like lay down your law. It might also include courts and the law stuff too, but you're done with the burden. And you're done feeling like you're the only one who's carrying this burden. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Wands. Like maybe you now either really see or you've got this push to just do something. And there's the Seven of Swords. Like someone might be, really sexual and deceitful and focused only about themselves and their path. And this could also be you, that now you know what you want to do. You have a passionate new beginning. This lady in the Seven Swords, like it's almost like she's leaving or creeping in the night. The same as this. It's like this person just hightailed it out of there. I don't know. Are any of you thinking about, or maybe you just like left when the person was gone, or you left in the middle of the night because you knew if you let them know that this is what was going to happen, that you are going to have to go against this dragon, and maybe you decided not to. Maybe that's why you left this message, was because you left when they weren't there. Wow. You like snuck away in like the middle of the night, or when they were at work, or you left, you knew it was going to be rough. You just got the knowledge and just had all these thoughts coming in of all the things you can do, and you needed to go be there for yourself and build self-love and follow your own path and journey. It's just like, why keep waiting on someone else while they fulfill their life journey, their path, what they want, and I'm sitting here like waiting and taking care of the house and the kids while they're doing it. Or maybe if you're the other person, like either way, it doesn't matter. You get the point. Apply it as needed. But wanting to now make offers and do actions in your life that are good investments and they give back to you, instead of that making you feel like you're stuck and you're hanging and you're upside down, like kind of how I feel right now. And then you can go back to a loving and intuitive state and be abundant, but emotionally balanced. and happy within yourself and feel victorious again. You don't want to feel, you know, like fighting and arguing and conflicted and manipulation and just logical mind games. You just want to move. You want to move forward. Put yourself back together and move forward and just feel passionate and inspiration again, and feel on top of your game and feel happy and celebratory and be with friends. And for once, have what you want. Instead of feeling defensive and like you always have to like defend yourself and guard yourself and protect yourself and be on guard. Yeah, that might be literally the reason why you wrote the letter or wrote the message. This might have literally looked so scary to you, and just maybe you wouldn't have been able to get out. Maybe they would have manipulated you. Maybe they would have found a way to stop you. I mean, look at that dragon. So you either went against this and they stopped you and you acted like you were going to stop, and then you left in like the middle of the night or when they were at work. Or you never even did that and you were like, You either faced them or you didn't. Obviously. I have some other cards to go over real quick. Let's see if I can get them all up here. You also have, like, for romance, angel cards. This is what led me to think maybe some of you might be, like, thinking about somebody else, is you have flirt. Like, I think you've been flirting. Like, that was something that, like, made you feel good and sexy again. You probably tried to flirt with, like, this person, like, for a while. That didn't work. And you probably just took the hit on the confidence and took it as though it was you. And I think you've been flirting, but you haven't freed yourself. You have free yourself reverse. You haven't freed yourself. You might have even been telling yourself, like, finances and career an issue. You might have even been telling yourself that you're staying to get yourself, maybe you have been staying to get yourself financially stable, or you've been telling yourself you need to get financially stable, but you really don't. You were just trying to, like, make sure this is what you really wanted. But I have this could be the one. And here's the thing about it. I don't really get, I could be wrong, like maybe this will work out, but I don't get the vibe just based on all the other cards that this card about this could be the one. And I don't want to give you false hope about something else. It's just this is what led me to think that this could be the one. It must have been about somebody else. Like somebody showing you, like courting you or making you feel special again. Like attraction. Like you and this other person have attraction, like soulmate level attraction. It also does say pay attention to the red flags in past life relationship, healing family issues. So I kind of get, like, be careful who this person is. That's not to say they're bad, whoever you have your eye on, but you could be, like, literally, hopefully you're paying attention to red flags or the signs from this one, and you're not just sitting here and just, like, being in love with love again and riding over a shark. Because when it says past life relationship, like, yeah, it could be past life, but it could be pay attention to those flags. There could be a lot of things here that are indicating this same relationship that you're getting out of. And you need to heal some wounds first, or you're going to keep attracting this to you. But stay optimistic about your love life. release your ex because there's unrequited love there. I think you're feeling like passion and new love, like attraction with somebody else. And I don't know, maybe you're rushing this situation to go to that one. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're letting that other situation unfold naturally. Because there may be a really good chance that as you get to know each other and you bring playfulness and make the effort to this situation, that if you've learned your lessons from this, it might really help you advance with this other one you have your eye on. Or maybe this could come back around, you know, if you put your effort into it, have trust, wait for it, reconciliation, keep an open mind, separation very soon. Engagement, love yourself first. I don't know. Either this situation is going to go back and forth. Maybe somebody has like a twin flame relationship or just a very codependent relationship. Or it's hopefully you're not now finding someone else who has similar characteristics as this. I don't know. Be careful. That's why I say give yourself time to heal. Like really after someone gets out of a relationship, and this seems like it's been something that's been for a while, like you probably shouldn't even like really technically date for like a year. But that's up to you. You could leave this situation also and be having a lot of back and forth stuff to have to deal with. Or you could be having somebody like just very spiritual that you're supposed to meet up with now. And you're going to have to release a lot of like, you need to heal from this situation. There's going to be trust issues. There's going to be control issues. There's going to be self-worthiness issues. I just get the vibe that you're like really having your eye on somebody because they're making you feel good and fun and sexy again. And I don't know. I'm just not really sure that you've learned the lesson of paying attention to the red flags here. I don't know. Let's look at these other cards and see. You have a card that shows unfulfillment and uncertainty about this emperor, which is the same one I was saying before. Endurance. You've really been putting a lot of work into this. And this is another thing that made me really feel like maybe. Because, you know, here's you in the middle, I think, really trying. Like, here's your emperor. Here's the Knight of Wands. They're really coming in with endurance. And here's the King of Wands. You've got like two males here. And it's almost like this male, this is the Emperor. This is the one that you've been in the situation with for a while. He's just sitting there, again, just like this Emperor is just sitting there. He's just sitting there, just straight up chilling, right? And here's the other male, and he's coming in like full gusto. This is a King of Wands. So it could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, yeah. But the energies of these two males, and here's you in the middle, this endurance, which is a Sagittarius. So maybe you do have a Sagittarius that has been trying to get you for a while. Or maybe you're have Sagittarius in your chart. I don't know. But either way, I think this is you in the middle. You've been trying to have endurance in this situation. On both parties, especially this Emperor side. But this Emperor energy is different than this King of Wands energy. And this is another reason why I feel like there's possibly someone else you've had your eye on. And you're wanting to know which way to advance for commitment. Hopefully you've learned your lesson from it, but I get more like you're trying to advance on which way to go on looking at within, what do you really want and which way do you want to go to commit your energy. And you kind of took a step back or whatever, kind of surrendered to it all to see things from a different perspective. And you figured something out, something that you want, and you have decided to put an end to a situation. More than likely, it's this one you've been with for a while, this Emperor character, this Emperor and King of Pentacles character. Maybe it's a Scorpio too. I don't know. There's been a lot of conflict, and this also causes a lot of conflict. But you've really been looking within to see which way you want to go with which Two of Cups. I see this more now. Like, you've really been, not only does this ending of a cycle cause conflict, but you've also been conflicted within yourself, and you've really tried to go within to see which way you want to go with a partnership. Whether you want to invest more time in this relationship that has not worked out well for you in a long time, or whether you want to put it in this other relationship with this King of Wands energy. Somebody coming at you who is a high stature, very together, but very passionate. Like they're really coming at you. They're really making you feel wanted and sexy. Make sure that passion is not too high. Don't get like just swept away in that I feel good and I feel sexy and I feel wanted now. Because that's that type of energy. It is a King of Wands. It's a king. But you also want to make sure that that passion isn't so strong that it doesn't know how to not fizzle out. And your, kind of recommendations is Princess of Swords. Like, this is the Page of Swords. So you could be conflicted, like kind of a Gemini energy. But it's kind of like go within and see what I really want. This is the Ten of Cups. What does emotional abundance really look like to me? And what do I want to form with this Ace of Pentacles? What do I want to ground and materialize as a new beginning? And taking more of an analytical and logical approach to it. Instead of, because your emotions right now, I feel like they're not balanced. I feel like you're emotionally not thinking properly. And I know with this Emperor guy, you've probably had to be a lot in your logic energy anyways to deal with him, because he's a more logical guy, and you're probably tired of that, and you want to be fun and passionate and just fun and flirty and lighthearted. But you also want to make sure that you're not acting from like wounds. And causing another, let's see something here. I just want to see. And creating another situation that you're currently in the middle of getting out of. I think you've been flirting with somebody and trying to financially prepare yourself to free yourself because you think this King of Wands could be the one. But you may not have thought that you could do it financially, or maybe this person you feel can help you financially, and maybe you've been flirting with them. Maybe you've been flirting with somebody at work. And you're like, you have decided to, separation, release your ex. This person, though, this current person, like you've been flirting with somebody at work, and you've either at work or just trying to get your money right and working on freeing yourself because you feel like this new person could be your one. And I think it's this King of Wands energy. Maybe you guys have even talked about being together. And you've been waiting for it. Like you've been planning on it and waiting for it. Because you want your relationship with this King of Wands to enter a higher level of engagement. You want to express your love. You want to move forward with this. This is like, you feel like it's your soulmate, like you've been calling them in. Tell me about this, the Emperor. Tell me about the Emperor. I think you feel passionate. Like this King of Wands energy just makes you feel passionate. You want to put in the effort here. You're married to this Emperor, and look at it. He's looking for just like stone. And she's looking like, and he's just like, you are feeling passionate with this King of Wands over here. And that's great. I hope it really works as far as soulmate wise, but make sure you're not just falling into the passion of it, because it almost seems like that's exactly how this situation that you're currently getting out of started, if I'm not mistaken. And as I'm saying that, forgiving and learning comes up. Which just says, as you release and heal from the past, you experience more love in your present moments. You have got to heal from this situation, because I have a feeling, I'm not saying this current situation you're trying to go towards is not good for you. I don't know. But I feel like you're going to be coming with like some not fully clear eyes. You have to heal. I think you have to heal so that you can learn more. As you heal, you learn and see things more clearly. There may be a chance you're not seeing this situation with this King of Wands clearly. And you deserve, like, you're probably over there, like, trying to shoot your arrow into them and strategize, like, you are coming with me. You make me feel good, and I want this to happen. But right now, you guys aren't together, and you don't like that. And in order to do that, you have got to release your ex, which is this person you're currently with. But you're trying to get your arrows into this other guy so that you can just... I hope you're not just switching right over. I really, really hope you're not just switching right over. Yeah. Okay. It's like trust came up. I'm like, where does that go? Right after that, codependency. You have wounds to heal. You have trust issues. You have codependency issues. You have things you absolutely have to heal. You are either going to bring these issues into this relationship with this King of Wands if you move too fast, or this King of Wands is going to bring you this same situation that you're moving out of right now. You need to like heal with yourself. Look, chemistry, pay attention to the red flags. Let your friends help you stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thing, like it says work on your partnership. So you could try to put more into this. I more get it like you've been trying to work on this and putting stuff in because you're children. So I'm not telling you to stay either way. Just take any of this as you need it. But like this, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. I see this as like you need to heal and work on your masculine and your feminine side. This relationship that you're moving out of, if not for this King of Wands, for your children if you have them, and if not, for yourself. There's trust and codependency issues going on here. Like, I feel like this is a fear-based mentality. I feel like, and I'm not saying that you're moving with this other person and this other situation is great. Like, no, I think it sucks for you. And you might even literally, you should possibly move out of it. Because this person's not happy with you either. But you're moving too fast. Like you are so into the passion of this thing with the King of Wands that you're in this Knight of Cups thing again. Being in love with love, feeling sexy. He's making you feel how your Emperor didn't make you feel. And that's not good. You shouldn't enter into a relationship until you feel how you wanted this Emperor to feel on your own, because you found that within yourself and you realized you had it all along. You should not move into another situation to make you feel better and be codependent on them for your happiness, because that's what's going on here. You are totally like enthralled in the passion of this individual. Yeah, like you are deceiving yourself. because this person is just coming at you with the level of attention that you wish this emperor to come at you with. And I'll say something here. Even if this emperor wasn't stuck in his own little thing that he was in right now, or he was on his own little journey, even as you guys' relationship settled down anyways, I don't think you would have found it fun. I think you got some stuff to heal in yourself. I think people need to come at you like really strong and really intensely and really passionately for you to feel like it's true love. If not, you're deceiving yourself and telling yourself like, oh, it's falling apart. And they probably are doing exactly the same thing because you guys both have codependency issues. You both were in love with love. And when it wasn't that new, fun, fiery feeling anymore, you guys didn't feel like it was love anymore. You guys didn't know how to fill each other's cups anymore. And you probably stayed together because of children, because of finances, because of control issues. Yeah, let go of control issues. Exactly. You guys trying to like control and get back what you once had and where to go. And this King of Wands is like your new emperor. I just really, really find that. And like, I feel like you guys have to get to know each other. Like you may not even really know it. Like you don't really know. And that doesn't mean, I don't think you should not move out of this marriage. I just think you're moving way too fast, and you're like you're setting up this unrealistic expectation with this King of Wands energy. And that's not to say that this is even bad. It's just saying what you're setting up for it with before healing yourself first, you have a real high tendency to create this, what you have with this Emperor, with this King of Wands energy. Because chances are, if they're coming at you with that way too, with this level of intensity, look at him. He's like, he's got codependency issues too. You both need to pull back, retreat, playfulness. Like, be playful, like, be there and stuff, but pull back. I'm not saying this is wrong. It is safe for you to love, either with this person or another one. But you guys are coming at this way too fast and way too strong. I just don't want you to, like, break this thing down before it even starts. I may be totally wrong on this, too, but there are at least some of you guys who have your eyes on somebody, and I'm just trying to give you a piece of advice on going forward with this guy, because as of right now, you may have learned some of your lessons of being with this Emperor, but I don't know. I don't know. And did you, like, I don't know. Hopefully you set yourself up and you went and moved, like, on your own instead of just going straight in with this King of Wands guy. You have a slight chance that could work out. I'm not going to lie to you and say it has absolutely no chance. Like, you guys might be able to, like, be exactly what you need to heal each other, but that is so small, especially with somebody with this intensity that is being in this card. And maybe that's why, like, you know, you left, you know, and left a note or whatever, like, because, you know, this Emperor guy can be pretty controlling and pretty whatever. He's pretty intense too, but his intensity has died down a little bit. Like, I feel like this Emperor energy, when you guys first started dating, was like this King of Wands energy. You literally found a new form of what your current relationship used to be. And this, to me, does not show balance. The intensity this King of Wands is coming in with. It doesn't show balance. And there's no way that you could be in this long relationship too and going into something new. And it being like really soon coming together with somebody without fully getting to know each other and healing from past things. I just hope you balance yourself first and at the very least moved in on somewhere on your own and not in with this King of Wands character. So this Emperor might have already reacted that way anyways, and that's why you left without saying something in person, or you knew if he found out, I don't know, and you either went somewhere afar or tried to make it in a way where they couldn't find out what you were doing. You have Red Squirrel, gather resources now, for they will sustain you through the coming change. B, hard work is rewarded with responsibility and a sweetness that is shared. Panda, enjoy the sanctuary of solitude to regain self-esteem and tranquility. Like I think you're trying to get your resources together to go, and you're putting in a lot of hard work. I just really hope you listen to this message. They enjoy the sanctuary of solitude to regain self-esteem and tranquility. I really, really hope you do. I don't think that this other person is for everybody. Maybe that's a small amount, but I do think you should possibly, it might be good for you not to be with this situation and go find who you are. But, I just don't think you should move straight on with somebody else. I think you should heal first, but this is your life. So I'm just saying, be careful. You heard all my things about that. And then you have, these three other cards, which you have like stillness, like it's asking you to be still, like sit back, think about what you really want, heal yourself. Like you have to heal, you know, your vulnerability and your ancestral patterns. What this codependency that has been passed on through generation and generation in your family. And hopefully you're not passing on to your kids and, you know, whatever. But ancestral DNA issues, patterns that you see, healing trust and vulnerability issues, take a step back, heal, create harmony. And then once you emerge, you have the dragonfly. And a dragonfly, what's different about them, like, because they go through like a change phase too, kind of like a butterfly or even a tadpole, like a frog or whatever. But the thing about, for the flying ones, the thing about dragonflies is they can go in any direction. They can fly in any direction. Most things that fly can only go in one direction. Some things that transform can't even fly. If you pull yourself back, go back to stillness, meditate, do your soul inner work, and you heal, you know, your trust and fear and vulnerability issues and your ancestral pattern that has been handed down, the codependency pattern, you will be able to emerge with more harmony and balance, and then be able to go in any direction in a more healthy way. Like that's the biggest piece of advice here for yourself. So we'll pull a healing crystal card and then we'll be done. But please, I hope you heed my warning on this King of Wands for you, for those of you who is sort of talking to someone else. Because, like I said, I'm not saying that's something that would be bad for you, but how you approach this situation could really possibly make or break the situation. Is there a chance you two could grow together? Yeah, very slim though. So if you really like him and you want to give him or her the best chance, you're going to want to come at this from a more balanced and healed point of view or state of mind. And here's the thing too, to tell whether they're going to end up like how this emperor ended up is by asking them to give you time and to heal. If somebody's trying to rush into it with you and they're not expecting you to take time to heal and you to release things, they're just as unbalanced as you are right now. And have you not seen where that imbalance led you and this emperor? Where'd that go? Well, you're leaving it right now. There may be a chance if you came at this emperor in the beginning, before all this stuff happened, you guys may have either been able to go at this differently and had a better outcome, or you would have been able to see by telling somebody no or asking them to wait or to slow down and be okay with not. This level of rushing in is a codependent energy. Overindulgence. I have a feeling this emperor has overindulgence issues. And you're going right to somebody else who does. You just don't see it right now because it's being hidden and masked with them coming after you. Right now, you are their drug of choice. How are you going to feel, Libra, July 2018, please? How are you going to feel when you're not the drug of choice? Tell me how you felt that when this Emperor was, you're no longer their drug of choice anymore. I'm just saying, look at this, look at the red flags. If this person, this King of Wands energy, really respects you and they really want something serious with you, they'll wait. And they'll almost respect that you asked to wait while you heal. And it's going to be hard for you too. You don't want that. I get it. You're going to have to look at yourself and face your own demons. It's up to you. Do you want to grow up or not? Emotionally. And I'm not saying you're whatever, but people with codependency issues, they are not emotionally grown up. They stopped at a certain age. So not only will that benefit you, but it'll benefit your kids. Because I can't imagine you wanting to pass this pattern down to your children. I really can't. Crystal healing heart for Libra, please. July 2018. So you have a hoity, compassionate being, brings about a profound spiritual revelation, drawing out karmic wounds. This was a karmic situation, and you are not only healing wounds with it, but you need to heal from this. This crystal reframes cellular memory and past contracts. You are a being of infinite love and compassion. Find your core of ultimate peace and universal love. That's your main thing of this. Find your core of ultimate peace and universal love, especially before you go on with this King of Wands energy. Release your toxic emotions, replacing them with forgiveness, compassion, and serenity. That's what I'm saying. You've got to heal your fear and trust issues. What you have been through allows you to appreciate the pain of another's path. Do not absorb their pain, remain dispassionate, detach gracefully, and move on. That also means with this person too, if they come back at you after you leave and you know that you're done with it, like, be compassionate about it, have forgiveness, be stern, but be graceful and be compassionate. Like, they're in pain, you're in pain. You understand it. You understand what it feels like to be rejected. Put down your burdens, knowing you are a being of light. Resolve conflicts and forgive those who wounded you. Give someone a second chance. Honor your promises. Find the best solution for everyone. Let your dispassionate compassion encompass all. Charity or volunteer work is indicated. Immerse yourself in the love of the divine automatically leads to health and happiness. Like, I don't think you should give this situation a second chance. If you feel led that way, absolutely do it. But I really am getting the thing of you pull back, go into who you are, find who you are, meditate, relax, learn who you are, maybe connect to your spirituality. If not, at least connect to yourself and who you are. That's it. Maybe I've covered everything. These things just really don't want to talk, and normally they do. Okay. So then you have halite. And then we're done. That one popped out a little bit more. The Master Cleanser. Halite draws out impurities from your physical, energetic, and soul bodies. It dissolves old patterns. Exactly. old patterns, negative thoughts, and toxic emotions, promoting emotional well-being. Halite stimulates the meridians and grounds the healing properties of other crystals. Subtle ties and influences may be affecting you more than you realize. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Unacknowledged feelings of abandonment or rejection or emotional neediness may underlie dis-ease. Holy crap. This is exactly what I've been saying. Let me say that again. Subtle ties and influences may be affecting you more than you realize. Unacknowledged feelings of abandonment or rejection or emotional neediness may underlie dis-ease. Detrimental energies picked up under the influence of drink or drugs could be affecting you, whether it's you or somebody else around you that is bringing this energy in, as could someone else's lustful, jealous feelings. Detrimental energies picked up under the influence of drink or drugs could be affecting you, as could someone else's lustful or jealous feelings. But being spaced out and ungrounded also leaves you open to invasion by external forces. It's time for a thorough clear out in your life. Declutter your space, including your car, detox your body and mind, and try a juice fast for vitality. Regular detoxing and purification on all levels ensues well-being, as does being anchored on the earth. Yes, that means, I have a feeling, that means this situation that you're currently in, even this King of Swords, if you can moderate yourself and pull back and just be light friends, then whatever. But you have got to cleanse your energy. Get away from probably this Emperor energy. Go be on your own. And also get rid of other energies and patterns that you are carrying around. You have got healing to do. I'm telling you, be careful moving forward with this King of Wands. And I'm not saying it's the King of Wands that's bad. You both are in a codependent state. This is a level of intensity that you have been trying to find and pick back up from this Emperor that was in the beginning, that you two came in with a codependent state, depending on each other for happiness. And then once that wore off, you both couldn't find happiness with each other again. And now you've got this guy coming in with the same level of intensity. But I'm telling you, this King of Wands is an earlier version of this Emperor. This King of Wands will end up being how this Emperor was. And I don't mean the power form of this Emperor, and I don't mean the highest form of this King of Wands. And I'm not even saying something's wrong with this King of Wands. Maybe by you leading by example, it might make this King of Wands person look at themselves and heal their things and their codependency. Or they will leave. And I'm not saying they make you fear-based, but hey, you just dodged a bullet. Unless you want to repeat another round of what you're in right now that you're leaving. I'm just saying, I've said enough about that. Good luck with everything. I hope you guys really enjoy your July. Thank you again for everything. For like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, comment. Let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know what you think. You guys don't have to tell me these videos are long. I know they're long. To some degree, I try to wrap them up more, but to some degree, I like it. This is fun for me. This is what I do to help others and release energy in myself. And I'm a Gemini moon. And I'm a Taurus. So I'm very like teaching and spiritual. And I have a Gemini moon. So I like to talk. And I'm a Leo rising. So I'm just fiery and passionate about it. And I have my Venus is in Pisces. So, you know, I'm really loving and giving and all that. And if it's too long for you, then it's too long for you. I might try towards the end of the month doing shorter videos or whatever, but I'm not going to focus on that. If I'm not for you, I'm not for you. I'm more going to be content with the fact that I love what I do and I love helping people, and the ones that are supposed to find me will find me, you know? And that's that. So, but if you want to waste your energy and comment on that, much love. But either way, let me know if this resonated with you. But like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. I love you guys. And like I said, I hope you guys have an amazing July. And I will be seeing you guys soon. Much love during the eclipses. Bye. I love you.